Why you mad? Why you mad? Why you mad? Why you mad? That's all I wanna know.
Back down at the beach again. Got some pretty nice views. It's pretty windy out here. All the waves are crashing against the ice that's still remaining out there. But I feel like today's topic is a pretty big problem in the world today. And that topic is lust. I feel as if a lot of relationships or, friendships, something like that, whatever you want to call it, between people, I feel like a lot of those situations are running on lust. And I don't know, I feel like it's a big problem today just due to the fact of social media and how easy it is to access certain material. You got OnlyFans, and those models are posting on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever. And it's just as bad for the younger teens and people like that, just as bad for them as it is for us, if not worse, just because their brains are so malleable still. I mean, I'm only 19, so my brain is still pretty malleable, but at the same time, it's even worse for them because a lot of younger kids I see these days are more glued to their phones than not. So if that's just all they're seeing, then that's what they're going to get used to and think that's the norm, you know what I mean? But yeah, I've dealt with and battled lust in the past. I mean, it's always going to be a constant battle between you and whatever problems you got going on, but it's not as big as a problem as it was before. It's just, I think the main problem is just how, like I said, accessible it is these days, like anything along those lines, and how it's somewhat socially accepted. Like I said, a lot of relationships that I see and whatnot are solely built on lust. And I mean, I don't know what's going on in relationships or whatnot, but like the main reason of some relationships I know, the main reason that they got into what they're into now is because of lust, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know, I think like in my last video I was more targeted towards men and whatnot, but like I feel like this is a problem between all genders because just how easy it is to get sucked into it. Like I said, social media, you got Tinder, all these other dating apps and whatnot. All right, my bad. But you got all these dating apps and whatnot, and you can like pick what you want for yourself or what you want to see and stuff like that. And a lot of the times there's just multiple people on there that are looking for like short-term stuff and whatnot. So it's obviously a problem. I get, people want to have fun and whatnot, but compared to, I know, older times, I mean, obviously I wasn't alive during the older times, but I feel like back then relationships were more of relationships than they are now, rather than just, going to do something with somebody for one night, having a one-night stand, and then just, doing that over and over again and not really building that relationship between people. And I've had problems with it in the past, and I mean, still do now. I'm still kind of battling lust my own way. And it's definitely not something that's easy to overcome. Today, with social media, like I mentioned, it's literally all over the place. Whether you like something or not, it's bound to pop up. Instagram Reels, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook. Like, something is bound to pop up where you're gonna see something. Like OnlyFans models, you're gonna see something along those lines. Like, it's almost impossible to not see something like that pop up. And I feel like this is a big problem amongst males, especially on social media. All right, sorry for the interruption, I got a phone call, but like I was saying, I feel like it's a big problem amongst males on social media. And I can't speak for women because obviously I'm not a woman, but just a lot of the stuff that I see that is along those guidelines or whatnot, there's a lot of males in the comments just commenting outrageous stuff and whatnot, feeding money into these OnlyFans models, and just random people online, you know what I'm saying, just because they find them attractive, and they know for a fact they're not really gonna build a relationship with them past the OnlyFans or whatever it is that they're receiving from them, you know what I'm saying? Because it's online. And I'm not knocking the OnlyFans hustle at all. It's just not my thing. Like, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't want my girlfriend to do it. If I did have one, I wouldn't want her doing it. I wouldn't want my daughters or my mom doing it, you know what I mean? But like, if that's your way of making money, that's your way of making money. But yeah, like I said, amongst men, I feel like it's just a huge problem, and it's not good for your mental or physical health, really, because I mean, you constantly chase that high in a way, you know what I'm saying? You constantly chase that feeling of, oh, I got somewhat of a connection with her because I'm talking to her in this chat or whatever, I'm sending her money, but at the same time I got this connection, and before you know, you're going broke sending money to a woman you don't even know, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's hard to kind of drift away from that feeling just because it feels so good in the moment, but after, kind of have that realization that it's like, all right, what I'm doing here might not be right, but at the same time it's making me feel good, so therefore I'm gonna keep doing it. It's like the same thing with drugs, you know what I'm saying? It's an addiction, and I feel like a lot of men have an addiction towards that category of women, I guess you should say. What I've done to kind of overcome that is just limit time on social media for one, but at the same time try not to like those posts or even drift towards any of that content in a way. You know, when I am on social media, I get a lot of stuff like that pops up, and you know, it's hard not to like it, you know what I'm saying? It's in your nature to like it almost, but you just gotta kind of drift away, find something better to do with your time, you know, pick up another hobby or something, start going to the gym, start doing push-ups every time you see that or something. If you just have that feeling where, oh, as soon as I see this, I'm just gonna click on the link, you know what I'm saying, do this, that, and the other. You gotta find something you gotta find a healthy habit that's gonna replace that bad habit. And, you know, I've never had a problem really with OnlyFans and stuff like that, just because I feel it's useless with what access we have to things today. But I mean, I don't know, to each their own. Just my experience with it, I've kind of tried to block away all the stuff along that nature and not like anything, because obviously the more you like stuff, the more it's going to pop up. So yeah, I've just tried to block certain stuff like that and kind of limit my social media time, because even if you don't like it, it's still going to pop up. But yeah, I feel like lust is kind of ruining relationships as well, because, you know, you got a relationship between a male and a female, right? And one of them is lustful in that relationship. You know, you can feel like you have a deep connection with them, but then all of a sudden you start to realize that all they want to do is have sex, you know what I'm saying? Or all they want to do is just come over for that reason, and they don't really want to go out to eat, you know what I'm saying, go on dates, buy stuff for you or something like that. And relationships don't run on buying stuff. I'm just giving examples that show affection and stuff like that and show you actually want to be around that person. But yeah, I don't know, lust is honestly probably one of the worst things you can feed into, just due to the addictive nature of it. Because I mean, like I said, even if you feel bad after the fact, you're always gonna run back for more, just due to the fact that it feels so good, you're chasing that high. And in my opinion, it can be worse than a decent amount of drugs out there, just due to the addictive nature. And that can be a hard comparison just because there's hard drugs out there and whatnot. But if you, as a man or a woman, have been in a position where you're always chasing that feeling or whatever, and I mean, you feel bad after, but at the same time, it's just like, you know you're gonna do it again, dealing with lust, then you know what I mean. It's like kind of almost an impossible cycle to break. But I'm telling you, as long as you are aware of the problem, that's the first step. That's like 50% of it right there. And the other 50 is working on fixing that problem. Because if you're aware of it and you acknowledge it, then you clearly know it's a problem. And the more you do it, the worse it's going to feel. And then, at least for me, it's kind of like a wake-up call in a way. You're kind of like, all right, I'm not liking how I feel after I do this every time. So let's try to change something up. Let's try to do something different. But I mean, I'm not saying by any means at all that it's easy or whatnot, but hope y'all kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. I don't think this video is going to be any much longer just because I can't really delve too much deeper in the fact because I haven't really dipped into certain things that I'm talking about, but just from what I observe, it's becoming a big problem in the world today, and I'm seeing a lot of relationships that solely run on lust, and it's really not a good thing at all. Like I mentioned, it's better to have a relationship that's built on love and you actually care for the other person rather than lust, because that relationship that runs on love and affection and you actually caring for the other person is gonna outlive a relationship built off of lust any day of the week. It's like, it's not a comparison at all. So hope y'all got something good out of this video if y'all are dealing with the problem. But even if y'all aren't, I hope y'all can take a little bit from this video, acknowledge it's a problem in the world today, and maybe try to help somebody out that is dealing with this problem, you know what I'm saying? Because it can be really damaging to a person and they might not even know it. But I got a couple more topics for y'all coming up soon. I got a decent amount brewed up. It's just a matter of me having time to do the videos. I've been off work for this past week, so I've been kind of brainstorming videos and recording videos. Obviously, I'm going to drop this one a little bit later today. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, and always leave some recommendations in the comments. Let me know how y'all feel about the topic that I discussed, and just give me some feedback. But that's about all for today, and I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all night.
Well, if you're gonna throw shade my way, maybe you should throw with a little more aim. It's a cold day.